This movie. Can't believe I'm talking about this.
Disposition. Okay.
No.
Sorry.
You know what? To make it relatable, I should be in the right side because I relate to this guy more on top.
I've been both, but you know,
It's,
I
well,
feel that
we've been both. We've been both. We've
we've
been
been both.
all
We've been both.
we're all Tom. We've been actually. I'm currently in a Tom situation.
Oh my god.
But before we start, how are you doing, Nadine? How was your Tuesday?
Tuesday's good. I took a nice nap, first of all. That's why I don't have any makeup on because I'm like, I want a nap more than
Nap.
anything right now. But I'm doing great, Ryan. Thank you very much. Just trying to get through the week so I can go to Vegas this weekend.
Nice. Are you going to Vegas this weekend?
I'm going to Vegas this weekend. It's Father's Day weekend. We're celebrating my dad, and also it's his birthday.
Nice.
Yeah. How are you?
Me this weekend. Well, this weekend I'm going to. I'm actually going to Fresno.
Oh,
We'll be working with the triplets, the Gold Rangers, because they're doing a gig and event. And then
nice.
Sunday I'm gonna be hanging with my dad for Father's Day. So yeah, we're going back and forth. So 3 hour drive, but we can do it.
You'll be able to. You got this. That's awesome,
Yeah.
dude. Love to see it.
And then
Ta-da.
Thursday we're gonna watch Buzz Lightyear. So
Oh,
I mean Lightyear on
nice.
El
Lightyear.
Capitan,
I do need to watch that too.
the fan event. But yeah,
Yeah.
we have some viewers. Well,
Hi,
viewers.
everybody.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast of the Buttery Show, where we talk about movies, new and old, and nostalgic. Having joining me today is my excellent, wonderful, beautiful co-host Nadine Cortez, aka Nadine
Hi.
Soros, aka
Hi.
my successor in VP, aka my apprentice. I was kidding.
AKA being held against my will
Yes.
behind this computer screen. I'm just kidding.
Yes. And the movie that we're discussing today is one of the most legit, realistic. I can say iconic, but realistic romantic movies of all time, and also, in my opinion, the only romantic movie you should watch. Period. And it's called, of course, 500 Days of Summer. This film was directed by Mark Webb, who actually also directed the Amazing Spider-Man movies, and stars, of course, Jordan Gordon-Levitt as
Joseph.
Joseph. Oh, I think Jordan. I don't know why.
I was like, who's Jordan?
I mean, Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Tom, and of course Zoe Deschanel as Summer. I know why I know why Jordan's in my because it's NBA Finals yesterday.
Oh, nice.
So sports wise, there's a player that reminded me of Jordan playing when went all over. But anyway, that's off topic. But yeah, this film, 500 Days of Summer, it's actually a film. It's actually I'll say it's one of the best healing films you can watch, especially for one's dealing with heartbreak. Like, especially me, I'm currently dealing with something similar to this character happened right like in his life in the movie. But again, we'll continue with the story. But again, let me ask you this, Nadine. Of course, you've been through a lot. You dated a lot of people, right? Or dated
I wouldn't
some
say
people.
a lot, but yes.
Yeah, dated some people in the past.
Yeah.
You also dealt with heartbreak, correct?
Of course.
And let me ask you this: what is your worst heartbreak experience you ever experienced in your life?
Oh my god. What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, hold on.
She's like,
let me think because I didn't think I was gonna have to open up the conch shell like that, I guess. Maybe not the conch shell, like the seashell like that. But let me think, because I mean they're all equally heartbreaking, obviously. But I guess like the thing that I can think of right now is just my last relationship. Mainly because of how toxic it was to be in that environment, to be in that relationship where I felt like I was barely there mentally because of I needed to be walking on eggshells around my ex because of anger issues they had,
Mm,
right? And I don't know, it just I lost that was the I guess I'd like to think that that was the worst relationship I've ever had, period. Um because maybe okay, maybe not the worst. But yeah, I guess I'm going to double down on it. It kind of was one of the worst relationships I've ever been in because I don't know, I just felt so small in that
mm,
relationship.
mm,
And that's not the way it's supposed to be. And I just had this vision of this person because of how I knew them. And the moment I got to know them outside of how I originally met and found out about them, and seeing them outside and just in a relationship, like a casual day-to-day things, they were a completely different person and in a very negative way. And I have never cried myself to sleep more than I did in that relationship. And by the end, I just did not have any strength to fight for the relationship anymore, that I really just let them have the last word because I'm like, I'm done. I just want to be out of this relationship. I don't care what you say anymore. You could twist the story, you could talk about the story and talk about our relationship however the hell you want to. I just want out. So I guess that is the worst and the most heartbreaking relationship, I guess, that I've had. Yeah.
for me, I had three serious relationships, and
Mhm.
I dated overall. I dated like maybe 5 or 6 people.
Mhm.
But I had three serious ones. The first one was my high school, puppy love, high
Mhm.
school sweetheart. Second one was technically a rebound.
Oh my god.
So again, guys, a big lesson: do not do a rebound. Like in
Don't
my
just
opinion,
just
don't do it.
don't
Don't do it. It will hurt
don't
more.
do it.
It'll hurt more. Especially, it's not fair to your partner,
Mm.
unless the other one is also a rebound.
It's like
um,
unless y'all are in some consented agreement that y'all are both each other's rebounds, then
yeah,
shit, by all means, right? As long as there's consent there.
yeah. And my third one, my current ex, yeah, it was long distance. I mean, my first ex was also long distance, but thing is, she would come back to LA like summer, winter, and spring. So we would see like all
Mhm.
like basically we won't see each other for like 3 or 4 months, like a semester. So but my worst heartbreak, I have to say, if it's between my first one and current one.
Mm.
The first one is because we were there for 5 years.
Mm.
But again, we were young. I was like 17, 18. So it was a young love, right? We don't know what we were doing, right?
Mm.
And the first one kind of cheated on me.
Oh
Well, fine,
damn.
she cheated on me, but
Mm.
the third one, it I'll say the third one hurts a lot too, because the third one, like it was like a friendship turn relationship. It was a friendship turn relationship, so that actually hurts the most.
Mm.
Like you had the bonds when you were friends, and then you develop two relationship, but it also has the question is like, would you risk your friendship over relationship?
Yeah.
That's what I should have seen coming, but again, I tried it, but again, it didn't work out. But again, that one still. I mean, right now this one's. I mean, I'm somewhat okay now because it was like the breakup was like not. It wasn't recent, but it was like like a few months ago. But again, like still healing, but keep myself pushing on. There's a reason why I would listen to Olivia Rodrigo's album. That helped me a lot.
It's a good breakup album to
Yeah,
listen
listen
to.
to. But
Not
anyway,
breakup, but like heartbreak album, but yes.
now a reason
Mm.
why we're talking about breakups, because that's the main premise of this movie.
Mm.
This is not a romantic. Legit, the beginning of the movie says this is not a romantic movie.
Mm.
It's a movie about two lovers or two people.
Mm.
So prior to the summer, premise is we have Tom. He is this uh lovable, outgoing guy that is also basically a lovesick or like hopeless romantic. Like he got his experience of love from watching movies and listening to music.
Mm.
Now that's also a bad idea because it doesn't teach you how to love. Because a lot of those concepts like movies and music, it's always like, oh, happy ending, or
Mm.
basically it shows an idea what love could look like. And then of course we have Summer, who doesn't like the idea of love. She thinks it's stupid.
Mm.
Yeah, like she wants to be free, independent, and basically like she'll flirt on the idea of a partner, but she's not serious about it yet. Like she's still in the stage of her life, like, okay, I just want to be like free, independent, see where I'm going at, right? Which is understandable. That's understandable and respectable. And we have these two, like, so both of these two characters, they work now at a card store, a greeting card store, which is actually run by Agent Coulson. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god, dude! I watched it again today, and I'm like, Phil,
Yeah,
Phil Coulson.
yeah,
In another universe, this is what happens to Phil Coulson. He retires from Shield and starts a greeting card company.
company, yeah. And also, what's funny is Millie Flanagan, one of the like coworkers, she's actually the voice of Naruto.
Oh no way!
Yeah, Millie Flanagan, the one with the puppies or the cats. Like,
Mm.
yeah, this is a good idea.
Oh yes,
That's Naruto. That's the voice of Naruto.
Pickles, my cat.
Yeah, that's not the voice of Naruto, which I met. Legit, when I saw her like last year during
Mm.
Anime Pasadena, I asked her like, you're Naruto, but I love you in Final Fantasy stuff. Like, oh my god, you remember? He's like, yeah. The
Mm.
fact that I told her I remember her in Final Days, she was like, ah, got her.
Oh.
But again, this film deals with but so basically, Tom and Summer, they become a couple. Well, the thing is, Tom like ask her how to be her girlfriend. Now this is what's kind of like realistic. Like, so Tom likes Summer. Now Summer likes Tom too, but just likes him.
Mm.
But
As a
they
friend.
don't want a serious relationship yet. But
Mm.
Tom, of course, watch all these like romantic movies and these like music, like, oh no, I love you, right? So, but thing is, Summer doesn't like, no, let's take it easy. I don't want anything serious. But Tom
Mm.
is hopeless romantic. Basically, Tom pushed his thoughts and his beliefs, expectations to Summer, but Summer could not like she could not like what's the term I'm looking for? Could not
Accomplish,
accomplish
satisfy.
or satisfy because
Mm.
she has her own pat or she has her own needs too.
Mm.
So basically, um Summer breaks up with Tom, and this devastates Tom a lot because again, he's a hopeless romantic. Like he thought she was the one. Now, keyword the one. I'll be honest with you guys, especially for younglings out there, the one does not exist. The one does not exist. Like, well, there is the concept of the one. The concept of the one, basically saying, "Oh, she's perfect. She's the one." Like, no, every human has flaws too.
Mm.
Like, it's everyone has humans has flaws. Like, there's a scene in this movie that says saying Tom's sister played by what's her game's name again? Was it is it Abigail Brett? No,
Tom's sister was in the movie.
Tom's sister. Who remember Tom's sister?
I don't. Oh, Chloe Grace Moretz.
Yeah, Chloe
Oh
Grace
my god,
Moretz. Yeah,
I forgot. I was like, who's Tom's sister? I was thinking like an older sister, but no, Tom.
no,
I
Chloe Grace
forgot.
Moretz. Like,
Yeah. Side note. Sorry, I'm holding my brush because I need to do something with my hands while I talk. I forgot that Matthew Gray Gubler and
yeah,
Chloe Grace Moretz are in this movie.
yeah, they are. This film
Bruh,
has a lot of stars. I'm serious. I'm like,
lot of
wow.
stars, lot of unexpected stars.
But there
Anyway,
is, but there's one. There's this is very important. There's one line that's very important. But that really was like, oh shoot, that is right. That's facts. When Chloe Grace tells Tom, because again, Tom's very infatuated by Summer, like because
mm,
Summer likes the same music as Tom likes, basically like doing everything like she likes. And
mm.
then what Chloe said, like, Tom, because again, I quote, like, I don't know, I don't even said it right, like, Tom, it's because a girl likes stupid ideas that you like doesn't mean she's the one.
Doesn't mean she's your soulmate.
Our
Yeah.
soulmate is like,
Mm,
what? Soulmates
mm,
exist. The one is a still flawed concept, but
mm,
soulmates does exist. Does exist. It's just the
mm,
one you're putting pressure on the person. But
mm,
again, um, after that, like Tom tries to find a way, like, why does Summer don't like me? Why do we break up? Basically, he tries to flex and get her back.
mm,
But in the end, real like of course now watching this as a romantic movie, like us being kids are like, yeah, we expect that the guy would get the girl back. But in the end, what I liked about it was there's this scene in the movie like it's two split screens. It shows like reality and expectations.
Mhm.
Honestly, I'll say this: that scene alone is one of the best scenes in cinema because it shows. This is why Mark Webb's directing is really good. That's the reason why Spider-Man, like chemistry between Gwen and like Peter, like in
Andrew.
Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone's was so perfect because this guy knows how to direct like chemistry between two uh a couples or two characters or two actors. But the scene where like Tom's like, oh, okay, like I got her attention. Like I didn't talk to her for a few months and I got her attention. But thing is, yeah, like in his expectations, he gets back with her, right? But in reality, he finds out she's getting married
Mhm.
to someone else. And of course, Tom gets so heartbroken. Second stage of breakup when you find out the girl that you love moved on that quick
Mhm.
and got our person plus married. That will break someone's heart more.
Not only that, she kept pushing, not pushing, she kept emphasizing in their relationship that she doesn't want a
Yeah.
relationship, first of all, that she doesn't want to be somebody's anything, somebody's girlfriend, somebody's anything, like she said. And then for her to suddenly turn around and be engaged and get married to somebody, that is, it's confusing. It's a confusing idea to kind of wrap your head around because you kept being told by this person that I don't want anything. I don't want this. I don't want this. But then all of a sudden this happens. And maybe we will never know why Summer ends up doing that, like the real reason why, the deeper reason why she does it, and what is it about this man that she marries that was worthy of her one, maybe not one chance, but like worthy of her being her husband. There you go.
Yes. But again, like, so in the end, Tom does like he gets heartbroken again, like way depressed. But again, he does push himself, fix himself, gets a job, and meets, and he does talk to Summer and say like, what happened? What happened between us? Like, well, basically, he just told him like he didn't have feelings for him,
Hmm.
and that's relatable. Like sometimes, like she just lost attraction. He just lost attraction. That's relatable.
Hmm.
That's realistic. And but again, in the end, Tom does see someone named Autumn, but we don't know whether they become a couple because it just ends like, oh, I'm Autumn.
Hmm.
So now going to this movie, like, let me ask you. I want to ask you this. So, Nadine, when did you watch this film? Like, when did you heard and watch this? And what was your reaction or like your thoughts about this film when you first saw it, or like saw it in theaters, or the gist?
I was probably 14 or 15. Let me actually see when did it come out?
2009.
2009?
2009.
Man, my brother was probably because my brother loved this movie. He really did.
Ah,
Really
really?
resonated with Joseph Gordon-Levitt as a as an actor. I think this was probably one of his favorites. But anyway, so I watched it. I remember watching it with my brother. Him going through whatever age he was at, and then me being young and as a teenager. Of course, as a teenager, and I not knowing much about film, feelings, and how real life actually works. I resonated obviously with Tom and being sad that Tom didn't get the girl and being sad that, Summer broke his heart and that Tom's heart was.
Oh, your audio.
Hello?
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you're muted. But you
Okay,
okay?
I don't know what happened there. I am
I
so
think you touched your chords, so that's why. Yeah.
okay.
Okay, you're saying?
Okay, cool. Um, so yeah, of course I was heartbroken, but then now rewatching it as an adult, I think that Tom, yeah, they're both flawed for sure, but I think Tom really let himself down here. He had
Yeah.
a crap ton of expectations just upon seeing um wait, before I get into that, of course, yeah, like I said, when I was younger, I resonated with Tom. I was like, oh my god, Tom is never gonna find love all over again. And then he meets Autumn, and it's like, oh my god, he will find love again. And oh my god, her name is the season. That's cute. Very emotive, very surface level, and just basically like the typical person that would get clickbaited, if you will, by this movie of this being completely just about um having this be a romantic movie altogether when in reality it shows how expectations and you how you project those other expectations on other people, especially people that you're trying to get in a relationship with, that's going to let you down because number 1, Tom fell so hard for her. He fell so hard so quick for this girl he met at a conference, yeah, at like a random morning meeting. He fell so freaking hard for her. And seeing how his behavior and seeing how he takes his behavior from there all the way to however the movie progressed, I sympathize for him, but at the same time, I'm not surprised that he went through that because of how he viewed Summer basically on a very surface level. How he just liked her from her appearance and how she made him feel. But we know very little about Summer herself. I think Tom really placed himself very highly in this relationship, and the fact that he is even an inch closer to other people that have tried to be with Summer like that. He really he held himself high in that regard and really let his ego get in the way, I'd like to think. And I had another point and I totally lost it. Um oh, and I guess my concluding point is that maybe Tom is not as nice a guy that he thinks he is in a relationship. Maybe because I feel like he thinks that I feel like he just thinks persistence, time, and doing things for the other person is enough to keep them. But I feel like there's that plus more that goes into it. You know, I feel like he's doing a lot to satisfy his own expectations of what it's like to be in this relationship, especially with Summer, and he expects her to already be on the same boat as he is. But she established from the beginning of the relationship or whatever thing they had that I don't want to be in this relation. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want to be in anything serious. Which of course, at the same time on her end, why are you why are you egging him on? Why are you doing all these flirty things with him if you don't want a relationship with him like that, you know?
The
Have
fact she made out with him in the copy room and had shower sex with him,
Yeah. Like,
that
girl,
hurts.
yeah, like Miss Ma'am, casual casual relationships doesn't work for everybody. That's I feel like that's the biggest thing that Summer needed to learn is that casual relationships do not go well for a lot of people, and Tom was the biggest victim of that because he wanted to be in a relationship with her. He wanted to be in a loving and committed relationship with her, but she couldn't give him that because that's not what she wants.
So it's funny, like when so when I first watched this, okay, so here's the story why I agree with you. I agree with you. Tom actually is not really a nice person. As much as like the film
He's not.
shows, even the direct, even if you look at the interview with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like he even says like, yeah, Tom was wrong. Tom was
Yeah.
at fault. But thing is, like I do appreciate his opinion, but in my opinion, both of them are at faults
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
because really, of course, relationship takes two to tango, right? And the fact that like these two are not compatible. I'm like looking at this film and they were not compatible.
They weren't. They
They're
just
not.
had
They had the
some
same.
cool
Yeah,
they had same interests,
they had good
but
chemistry, but they were
yeah.
not compatible. This is why
Yeah.
compatibility does matter, like in a relationship.
Mhm.
Um, so for me, um, I keep in mind I did not watch this film when it came out because I was like what 2009. I was like 14. Yeah, I was 14, 15 years old, and I'm like, I was not really into rom coms. I was not
Mhm.
into keep in mind back then I was into like Marvel movies,
Yeah.
like action movies. You know, like my hormonal teenager like guy, alpha male brain. Like, well, I did watch Disney movies, but that was stuff like that, right? I was
Yeah.
not into like this is boring.
Action, Disney XD,
Disney
Cartoon
XD,
Network type
yeah,
shows.
Power Rangers, all this stuff. I'm like, I don't watch
Yeah.
this independent. And it was an independent. Like, I don't want to watch this.
Mhm.
And then again, like, so shout out to my sister. So
Mhm.
again, I guess I mentioned earlier, I was in a relationship recently, and 8 months ago, I was broken up.
Mhm.
I'm not afraid to share, but I was broken up. Like, keep in mind, I was devastated. Like I remember saying, this was a friendship term relationship.
Right.
So that hurts the most. I mean, for Tom, you just met a stranger.
Mm.
So I mean, it happens too. Like he was like, for me is same as me. I put a lot of my expectations onto my ex, which was not right. But only
Mm.
problem was that there's also communication matters. Like Zoe, yeah, I mean Zoe, Summer, even though she did kind of like told Calm like, hey, I don't want anything serious. The thing is, she
Mm.
did not communicate that consistently with Tom. That's why communication is
Mm.
important in a relationship.
Mm.
That's one of the in my opinion, the most like more important aspect of a relationship is the communication.
I think she
Um,
did though.
she
Sorry, I didn't mean
did,
it. Yeah.
she did, but was not consistent. Like you notice, like
Oh,
she would
oh,
lead him
like she
on.
says that she doesn't want a relationship, but then she'll do the opposite thing and
Yeah,
like make out with
yeah.
him. Okay, okay,
See,
okay.
that's
I
why I
got
remember
you.
the scene where he's
Got
confused, like
you.
what, like shower sex, like
Hmm.
IKEA dates. Those are for
Hmm.
couples.
Yeah,
I'm like, what are you
and that
doing?
bar scene,
The bar
that bar
scene.
scene. Yeah,
See, so
yeah. If
again,
you
guess
were exactly.
communication.
So for those who haven't seen it or just need a recollection of the bar scene, Tom and Summer sitting at a bar, talking, shooting the shit, all that stuff, right? Some douchebag executive dude in a suit comes up to Summer, tries to buy her a drink. She says no, kept saying no. And then in the end, basically, again, this guy's a douche. She's like, why? Like, why don't you want to talk to me? Like, why don't you want to talk to me? Is this your boyfriend? Like, is this dude your boyfriend? Like, basically implying that like that Tom isn't good enough to be Summer's boyfriend because he's wearing like a hoodie and jeans at a bar. And he looks very like slumped over like this. So and then the dude says something about Tom being like her boyfriend and being a bad boyfriend or something, and then he punches him in the face. And then Summer's mad at him at the when they get home to Summer's place. She's mad at him for going through all that. So there you go. That's the bar
Yeah.
scene.
See, that's communication too. Like, what are we like? She's like,
Mhm.
well, I don't be serious. Like, but thing is, like, she keeps saying like, I don't want to be serious. But the thing with Summer is, Summer's fault was she led him on.
Mm.
Like that sucks for every person, male or female. Do not lead someone on.
Mhm.
Like in the end, if it continues and now the heart, basically you're prolonging the heartbreak and building it up to something. I have
Mhm.
friends that were led on, and
Mhm.
they were an emotional mess. I won't say
Mhm.
who, but they were an emotional mess.
Mhm.
Um, but like going back to me, like how I watched this film came like so I dealt with the heartbreak. The first 3 months, first 2 months, I was depressed. I just kept like putting a smile face on, right, to
Mhm.
make sure I would look okay. But and I was hurt deep inside until my sister's like she knew about what happened, and then she's like, you know what, when you watch this film, and it's like what film, and then like this film. I was like 500 days. I said no, watch it and you'll see why. Because
Yeah.
the thing is, my sis also dealt with the same thing, same scenario when she was younger.
Mm.
When she was during her young adult years. She's now in her mid 30s, but when during her like 20s.
Mm.
So I watched it and it's like, holy crap, this is legit so relatable.
Mm.
And this is what happened. Well, somewhat like really, this is like kind of same what happened to me. Like, holy crap.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, I related to Tom more. I was like, yeah, but thing is, I watched this film 27 times
Mm. Yeah.
in a span of like only 8 or 9 months. This is my healing guilty pleasure movie I would have to watch. I can
Yeah.
legit make a film essay on this film right now. I was still in college
Mm.
or in school. I would legit could make a film essay or a project on this film. But it's true, like this film is good. So I found out too, like a lot of film schools and classes, they put this film as like one of the recommendations for a project
Mm.
because it's a
It's a
lot
great.
of yeah, it's
Mhm.
great. Like there's like moments like it like the film presents itself like, oh, Tom is the victim. No, he's not. Both
Mhm.
people are flawed. Like
Mhm.
Tom, here's the thing. What I like about after I watched this film gave me not an epiphany, but led me like notice like, oh, this film is basically show the concept or theme of the idea of love. So, like in my opinion,
Mhm.
well, I think it's true too because so Tom fell in love with the idea of summer.
Mhm.
He did not love Summer. He did not love Summer. Fell with the
Mhm.
idea of love. Now, idea of
Yes.
love is normal, right? Like idea of a relationship in general is very like like makes you feel good, right? It makes you
Mhm.
feel good. Like, of course, they have chemicals in our brains that's basically like euphoria. So when in like we broke up, we get heartbroken, that basically like euphoria is gone. And basically, it's like a drug, right? It's like a
Mhm.
drug. We get like addicted to someone in our lives, like the like happiness, but once it's gone, we want it back, right?
Yeah.
And like, there's also a scene where like Tom's only remembering the good times, where like what's her name again? Chloe, yeah, Chloe
Eh,
Grace Moretz is like
yeah,
her
his sister.
it's just like Tom, like she's like, I know that you think she was the one or something, but like I did not. You're only thinking of the happy stuff. And legit,
Mhm.
I like the part that showed the scenes. Keep in mind, those scenes were also shown throughout the movie, but I like to do a little flashback of the red
Mhm.
flags.
Yeah.
Of the red
I lo-
flags.
for a 12-year-old, she was giving really, really sound advice. She has gone through some crap for her to be able to give that kind of advice to her older brother. And
Yeah.
I really appreciate like her as a character, like despite her age, um, I really appreciated her showing Tom the realities of what it was to be outside of the relationship, and just based off, especially because she's seeing it from the outside in. Tom is infatuated with Summer. He's in this relationship. He just sees Summer as his ideal girl, this perfect woman of his dreams, very manic pixie dream girl, right?
Oh yeah.
This
You see
this
that.
yeah, this beautiful woman that he is in love with, basically. But like, his sister seeing all that and hearing what he has to say, and being also a girl and giving him perspectives on what it's like to date a woman or be a girl or whatever. I really love that she gave him really, really sound advice from the beginning of the get-go, when she came in from the scene, all the way down to when she said, Tom, listen, you just need to look at the happy stuff, but you need to really look at what the happy stuff consisted of.
Yeah, the happy stuff just consists of them just going again, the IKEA date. That's
Hmm.
fine.
Hmm.
Also the movie dates,
Hmm.
and also them going listening to music, and of course
Hmm.
the sex. But thing is, that's pretty much it. They didn't do
Hmm.
anything that's like beyond like that. Just dates.
Yeah. And
Like not
she would brush off Tom in very little moments, but he wouldn't think about it so much.
yeah, like holding hands. Nope, they would not hold hands. Well, he kind of did at IKEA, but like after that, nope. And
Yeah.
then like him trying to into Ringo Starr. Like it's
Mhm.
like, hey, like, oh, let's ignore it. Like, yeah, and
Mhm.
plus also not being committed,
Mhm.
like their needs, like two different views, two different people, what they want.
Mhm.
That's where you set up a breakup.
Mhm.
But again, now again, Summer, I don't think Summer's a bad guy. I think Summer was just trying to be nice to Tom
Mhm.
without like actually breaking his feelings until she watched, what film was that? Like, and they watched when she realized
Oh,
it was a film. They
I
watched in the
don't
end.
yeah, I remember seeing that film, but I don't remember the name. I don't remember the name, but I just remember her crying all the way through to the end, because I feel like she resonated with it so much, and it said a lot of things that she couldn't herself get the
Fulfill.
guts to say. Yeah.
Yeah,
She
she can
couldn't,
feel.
not necessarily fulfill, but like, if you notice, like throughout the movie, she was very not secretive is not the right word, but she was very reserved, very to
Mm.
herself, didn't really say much about how she was feeling, besides the fact that she doesn't want to be in a relationship. But I could tell, anybody could tell, that she had a lot that she wanted to say, but she just didn't have the words or the guts to say it. So seeing that movie really resonated with her, because it said everything that she couldn't.
Oh, it's a graduate.
The Graduate. Oh, okay, then that's very wow. Okay, so the parallels for that are very, very great, because Tom, in the beginning of the movie, remember the narrator says that he has a very misunderstood um interpretation of The Graduate, and that's why he considers it like a love movie or something. That's why he
It's not.
loves, yeah. Like, it's not a love it's not a love movie, Tom. It's
It's not a
not.
love movie, Tom. It's basically two lovers or two people trying to escape.
Mhm.
Like
And yeah.
and then like ending too. Like the ending is also sad because it's
Mhm.
uncertain. Like, oh, they left their families, but oh crap,
Mhm.
what's next? And it's the ending is so ambiguous. You don't
Mhm.
know uncertain. See,
Yeah.
um,
And
now
after they ran away, they had like very They had like droopy faces. I get the face doesn't droop, but like I can't find the word for it. But as soon as they ran away, as soon as the adrenaline wore off, and they're just sitting in this bus with her in a wedding dress, the big question now is now what? Like we ran away together. Now what are we gonna do?
Yeah,
Like what are we
see.
gonna do after this? Right?
And also another thing, like I love the fact that these characters are in their mid 20s. They're not in their
Hmm.
30s.
Yeah.
So that's another little point out there. They're still in their mid 20s and they're still figuring out what to do in life. Like
Yeah.
Tom's still greeting his card, still does greeting cards. Summer's
Yeah.
just in the motion looking for jobs.
Hmm.
So that's
Yeah.
relatable. But again, like as much as people, I remember like I watched a lot of like yes, I meant I did watch a lot of YouTube videos on this film. I I'll just say this film became addicted to me. I don't know
Hmm.
why. I did.
Hmm.
And a lot of people back then in the thousands, the late 2000s, they blamed Summer. It's like, whoa, it's
Yeah.
calling her the villain. But then once that's the reason why Joseph Gordon-Levitt, like during his recent interview, I think two
Hmm.
3 years ago about the movie, like no, Tom's actually at fault here too. He's actually
Hmm.
it's his fault because
Hmm.
basically he projected all of his ideas and expectations to one person, and
Right.
that
Yeah.
is a big red flag to a relationship. And I'll
Yeah.
admit this too. I might have done that, but like my current one, I might have projected some expectations that was not real. Well, it
Mm.
could have been realistic, but it was too much, like
Yeah.
pressured, and you do not
Yeah.
want to pressure that to anybody.
Yeah. Because that's not
Uh,
fair to them to set your expectations when they're an individual person with expectations of their own that they want to fulfill for themselves. That's not fair to ask for them to fulfill your wants, just your wants. And if they don't, you're disappointed and you're heartbroken. You're like, oh my God, you are not who I thought you were. That's
yeah,
not fair.
it's not fair. That's why again, like this is why Summer is not a bad guy or a bad person. It's
Mm-hmm.
just she was not able to like Tom's expectations on her
Mm-hmm.
because Tom wanted. I'll say Tom rushed it. Like, look at the term 500 days of
Did.
summer, 500 days.
Mm-hmm.
He rushed the relationship. He rushed
Mm-hmm.
it. Like,
Yeah.
I think I forgot. Like, I have to watch again film again. I think like around day 40, they were a couple,
Mm-hmm.
and then legit day 200 or maybe yeah. Basically, I think they dated for like 3 or 4 months. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Until like basically he did not get over her like until I don't know the next year.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's 365 days a year.
Mm-hmm.
So crap, like he was heartbroken for that long,
Yeah.
and they only dated for like I think 3 or 4 months. So that's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, yeah, Tom. This is where they did like you didn't really love her. You fell in love with the idea of her.
Mm-hmm.
Like his
Yeah.
expectations were not met.
Yeah.
But there's also
Yeah.
another scene too, expectation of reality. Let's talk about that scene. Like when you first
That
watched it,
scene.
like what were you thinking? What were your actually before you when you watched it the first time? What were you thinking when you saw those two split screens?
I was young, so I didn't have a very in-depth idea of what the hell love was and what it was that I was looking at. I just thought, "Oh, a movie. Cool." Yeah. But over time as I did watch it, I did start to understand like, "Oh, maybe Tom was having these projections of who he expected Summer to be. He expected Summer to fall in his arms and to be the love of his life again, just because he has a good relationship with her outside of their breakup, and then she realized like, oh, maybe Tom is the one for me, kind of shit like that, but it's like, no, that's not all it takes to get somebody back in a relationship. They have to want to be back in a relationship with you also, and Summer has made that very clear that she does not want to be back in a relationship with him, but she does want to maintain a
Friendship.
good friendship. Yes, thank you. And seeing that and growing up and rewatching that scene, it it's a good lesson for everybody to learn that your expectations, like, don't have high expectations when it comes to anything, relationships, day-to-day things, but it's especially in relationships that involve another person. Don't just set your expectations, believe in it, double down on it, and then when it doesn't get met, cry about it, because you set those expectations for yourself. You're setting yourself up to be let down when this person, or yeah, when this person doesn't meet your expectations about who they are, because they're an individual person, that have their own quirks, personalities, and experiences that they bring into a relationship, not just yours. They're not here to validate your expectations. So that's what that scene emphasized for me.
That's kind of point. Also, remember, like, we forgot. Remember the ending when we went back to one screen. We went off
Mm,
the apartment. Like he
mm.
went outside
Oh,
the
the
downtown LA.
camera
His
work,
whole
so
world,
good.
like he was
Mm,
just there in the middle of the street, and his like
mm,
whole world went like turned black.
mm.
I'm like,
So good.
damn. And you saw him crying. He's like, fudge, this hurts. I mean, as much as like, yeah, it does hurt.
Mhm.
That hurts. Like, that's relatable. Like,
Yeah.
again, like me, like again, that's why when after I watched it, my sister's like, yeah, you're Tom. Like,
Mm.
you set
Oh my god.
expectations. It's fun to have your idea, but you set expectations too high.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like, that's why. Because like, I remember when the sister said like, but you dated other people before. I
Mhm.
know, but this is summer. But like,
Yeah, but this is summer.
but you
Yeah.
were broken up, so it makes sense. Those past relationships were just puppy love for Tom. Like this
Mhm.
is the one he saw. Like, you mind, Tom's working now. He's an adult, and he saw another
Yeah.
beautiful
Yeah.
lady working. Same.
Mhm.
So of course to him, like, oh, I want something serious. I don't blame
Mhm.
him too. Like hey, like any person that actually wants to be like committed to you, and that's willing to like be with you, give
Mhm.
props. But again, just don't put
Mhm.
expectations too high.
Mhm.
Like take it slow. That's what I learned is like I had to take it slow. I admit I did maybe rush my current one. Maybe that's why it
Mhm.
didn't work well. But it
Mhm.
but this is what it is.
Mhm.
Lesson learned, but for you guys out there. So yes,
Yeah.
don't be a Tom or a Summer.
Tom,
That's
don't be a Tom or Summer. And if you notice yourself acting in the way that Tom and Summer are, take it back. Take it
yeah.
back. Take a
Like
step back. Mhm.
like if you want to have casual stuff with your friend or person, tell it, communicate. Don't do what Summer
Mhm.
did. Because again, leading on, this
Mhm.
is why I love this movie. This movie legit puts like what what's the term, like scenarios of what could happen in a relationship, like
Mhm.
a one that's failing.
Mhm.
So credits to Mark Webb. And I heard too, like I think Mark Webb also experienced this. This I think it's based on his
He
experience. I don't
does.
know.
Yeah. At the beginning.
Oh yeah, he put
He
like
was he's literally Tom because at the beginning of the movie it gave like all these credits. I'm sorry for those of you who are just coming in and I'm holding onto this brush. My hands get really restless, so that's what this is for. I'm not doing my makeup off screen. I'm just saying. Um yeah, at the beginning of the movie he has a dedication about all of this work is fictitious, coincidence, none of these people are real. And then something about this is dedicated to you and then the person that he dated.
like F
And then
you.
the screen after is bitch.
So it
Oh
is
my
like,
god.
but
Yeah.
again, like I mean, again, Mark Webb, he does really well romantic movies. I mean,
Mhm.
well, not romantic, like
He has good range as a director.
yeah, like Spider Man. I mean, Space Spider-Man 2 was bad, but again, those two interference, so you can't blame him.
Mhm.
But another thing too. Oh, the concept. This is where I love this concept a lot. It actually showcased this. So when Summer did break up with Tom, she's like,
Mhm.
"No, let's stay be friends. Well, you're still my best friend."
Mhm.
Now, let me ask you this. Actually, there's actually a comment I want to put
Mhm.
here. So Jake Gonzalez says, "Can exes be friends?"
Hi Jake. Okay. It's a that's where it can kind of get murky and convoluted because it really depends on the person. It depends on the situation and how the relationship played out. Because I, for one, am not friends with actually I'm not friends with any of them except for one, and even so, I'm not in talking terms with them. I feel like if I saw them on the street, we would be civil, we'd catch up, we'd say hey as if we were friends. Of course, like our relationship or whatever we had, it's not going to get in the way of our friendship. Now, obviously, we're adults, we've moved past it, but there are the ones who there was love and things just didn't work out the way that they did, whether it be happy or not. For me, I'd rather not have that kind of tie in my life. You know, personally, I don't want to be reminded of what we went through and how things could be different now had we just not dated, had we not had anything romantic with each other, we would be better friends now. And it's happened to me a few times and it breaks my heart, but there's nothing I can do about it now. But in short, it depends on the person. Me personally, I cannot be friends with I can't. I cannot find it in my heart to be friends with my exes. I wish them well. I really do. They are fantastic people, but they can live their lives without me. I'm okay. And I will live my life without them. So, but if you as a person have the capacity to be friends with your exes, to have that civil, great friendship with them without your past relationship getting in the way, then please, by all means, do it. But if things go wrong, I'm sorry, I won't be surprised.
My
How
answer
about
for
you,
you,
Ryan? What do
Jake,
you think?
is here's a scenario. If you guys were friends before the relationship, you guys are really close. You already had a bond. Like this is not a stranger. Because a lot of like relationships start with a stranger, right? But
Mm,
if it started as friends, it's possible. But here's the thing. Here's my scenario. If you did the dumping, or or the other person did the dumping, right? But say let's say we friends, then they have to like. Well, it's up to you to say yes or no, right? Like if you say yes, that's fine. But you guys need space. Also, don't reach out. It's the person that did the dumping has to reach out because again, as much as like yes, dumping is technically I don't know. Like to me, dumping is selfish. But like I mean, of course, there's like let's say abuse and anything. That's that's in our territory. But like if you just lose attraction for someone, but you want them in your life, I mean, just say like basically you need to tell. Well, in my opinion, a big quick answer is no. No, but you can be civil. That's my opinion. You can be civil. If it was a mutual breakup, sure. But here's the thing. I did have like friends that actually dated. Well, I know people in my life that actually like well friends that dated each other but became friends. But the thing is, I looked at that like not a talk. Well, they're not like always hanging out. They're like cordial because I go to parties, right? Like I know mutual friends that were exes, and I go to parties. They talk, but they're not hanging out. Like, oh hey, what's up? How's life? Okay, see ya. I'll go to this
mm,
side. I'll go to that side because like, they know it's the feelings. I'll say it's hard. Like, can exes be friends? Yeah, it can happen, sure. But to me personally, no, it's hard because like here's again my current ex. My current ex when she broke up with me, she said let's stay be friends. Now I said yes because I had my past friendship with her, right? I was reminded of the past relationship we had before as a couple, right? But thing is, I was unhealthy for me because holy crap, like I had the idea like, oh, maybe I can get her back, maybe I can get back. Basically, it f's up your mind. It's confusing, right? Like, because the thing is, when you're in a relationship, the feelings are there. Like, keep in mind, guys, feelings is different than feelings for someone is way different than being friends with someone. Like example, right now, I'm friends with this person right now. Yeah, we're platonic. We've been best friends. Well, we've been good
yeah.
friends since college, right?
Mm,
That's the difference than actually having feelings for her.
yeah. It's the intention behind your feelings that really matter most.
Yes, like I did
Mm,
want this person back. I did,
mm,
and that's what Tom does. Tom was kind of flexing.
mm.
That's to get her back. No contact rule.
Oh.
Trying to like, yeah, like, hey, I'm still doing fine, pretending to be fine. Even though, like, are you
Mm,
fine? Tom's like, no, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm good. But he's not. Like,
mm,
I was that for 6, 7 months. I was pretending to be fine. I was like, oh, I'm fine, okay, we're okay,
mm,
cool, we're friends again. But in deep down, I was hurting.
mm,
I was hurting. Like what hurt the most too was I was actually close with her family.
mm,
That's what actually there's a comment here from Seth.
mm.
Seth, you're actually yeah. He puts here. It hurts the
Hi,
most when
Seth.
families were involved or you love your ex. Yeah, that hurts the
Yeah.
most. That
Yeah.
that brings in more pain because you were
Yeah.
so close to this family, but thing is they didn't do anything wrong. Like that's what sucks about it. They didn't do anything wrong. And you're trying to be civil with them, but thing is it hurts you more because like heck, you're not civil with this person, then why are we gonna yeah, right?
Yeah.
So to answer your
Yeah.
question, Jake, can exes be friends? it depends on your scenarios. Like if
Yeah.
you were close friends before the relationship,
Yeah.
yes, go for it. But there
Yeah.
has to be some boundaries. There has to be
Yeah.
some boundaries.
Yeah. If
And
you
then
can,
like take
if you're able to, do it. Go
do
for
it.
it by all means. If you have the capacity to do it, sure. But if you don't push yourself to be friends with your exes if it's only going to hurt either of you in the end. And going back to Seth's comment about how it hurts when your families were involved or you loved your ex's families, girl, I feel like that's the part that broke me the most. My last relationship is because I had a good relationship with his mom, and man, like to this day, we still greet each other with different sentiments over the holidays, like whether it be for her birthday, my birthday, Mother's Day, freaking Christmas, all of that, but nothing further than happy this, happy that, happy birthday, happy this, whatever. So and on the one hand, it does make me happy that, she's still at least one person from from that side of the family still has positive feelings, at least a smidgen of a positive feeling toward me, we even though like my ex and I we've been done for so long. The fact of the matter is there's still even the tiniest smidgen of love there, and it makes me happy to have that kind of relationship with her. I don't want anything further than that because obviously like I'm not I don't want to lead this person on like that even though it's his
Yeah.
mom, but I feel like she and I both have the right to distance ourselves from each other despite like what the hell happened, and to still be civil, courteous, and nice to each other. But yeah, it hurts. It also hurts when you share the same friend group with
Oh, that's
your
actually
ex. That's the worst.
worse. That's
It's the
worse. That's
worst
worse.
because y'all see each other. But thankfully for me, we were long distance, so we did share the same friends, but because we're long distance, there is that physical and emotional distance, so it was easy for them to choose whatever side they needed to, because I wasn't about to make anybody choose sides in this relationship. They can choose whatever side they wanted to. I'm just here. I'm going to move on from this breakup, right? So, but yeah, dating dating somebody within your friend group is ooh,
That's drama.
ooh,
That's a lot of
ooh.
drama.
That's drama right there.
Yeah. I mean, because my current ex was a long distance.
Mhm.
But again, like even though it's long distance, it's like you have the feeling, right? Like you have
Mhm.
that feeling like is this the one? Or like again the one, but like in my mind was this the one? Like basically this person made me feel happy, right?
Mhm.
Like there's like again, like come on, I dated a lot of girls. It's this one. It's this one that got me like butterflies in my stomach. It's like that never felt before since my first one.
Mhm.
So that's why it was heartbreaking. Plus, what's worse, again, I was close with the family. Like I was close to one of her aunts.
Mhm.
I won't go deeper in that, but I was really close with her aunts.
Mhm.
Like we're like basically like I saw her I saw her aunt was as my older sister.
Mhm.
Again. That's what hurts the most. Like same thing with you, Nadine. Like I would right now, like I would again, since I was close to the family, like a lot of them, I would like text them like happy birthdays, good morning, like happy birthdays, like happy birthdays, Merry Christmas, that stuff. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty much it. I will just put happy birthday, like hi Tita, Merry Christmas, or hi Po, like happy birthday. Yeah, but but because they're still nice to me. I mean, they would still greet me on
Yeah.
my social day, so so of course I have to reciprocate. But
Right.
at this day, like, I mean, if my ex reaches out to me like Merry Christmas, yeah, I'll reply.
Yeah.
But like conversation, I don't know
Mhm.
because like the thing is when exes say let's be friends, like what do you mean by friends again?
Mhm.
Because like are we gonna be friends like back then? Are we gonna be like a Steven Robin
Mhm.
like from
Oh,
Stranger Things,
well,
or
they weren't.
Steve?
They were never together.
Yeah, but like are we gonna be Steve and Nancy?
Nancy, there you. I was like,
Yeah, like
I was like,
like things
Robin, she's
Nancy
gay.
is still friends with Steve. Nancy's still
Yeah.
friends with Steve. Like
Yeah.
they kept it civil.
Yeah.
Like gonna be like that. But the thing is, if you're ghosting me or ghosting someone else, then what's the point of staying friends?
Mhm. Mhm.
See? Now again, and let's look at her. Like who's comment? Who's both characters are at fault. The only problem Tom projected, and yeah.
Yeah,
Tom projected on
I
her,
see it.
and Summer let him on.
I can definitely see
Let's.
that. Yeah.
Whose side are you? None.
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 None. They were both at fault.
When I first watched it, like it's Tom. Tom is a big. Oh no, he's not.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, no, same. I was like, "Oh my god, Tom all the way." But then growing up, watching and growing up experiencing life and then rewatching it and reanalyzing what it is that you know now about love as you know it. It's hard to take a side because you can see both sides and they're just both at fault, man. You just at the in the end you just want you feel for them and want to you just want to give your best to either side and for them to be happy and move on with their lives and to be able to live happily.
Yeah, like also the fact too is like when Summer again, like what Summer said, love is kind of like dumb luck. All you think
Yeah,
about it, because like
it can kind of
some
be.
it can be like look Summer, like she said, like, oh, I just read this book. This guy reached out to me. I just knew it. I felt it.
Mm,
Like love is a weird concept. Like again, like
really is.
my current ex, I was friends with her. I didn't expect. Oh, I'm having feelings.
Mhm.
See,
Yeah.
heck, even my rebound relationship was I like feelings. Like oh, again, I dated other girls, but I
Mhm.
never had any feelings like love. Love. I
Mm,
only had love for 3 people.
yeah.
See.
That's me with my boyfriend right now.
Yes. um.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's see.
Oh,
Oh,
I
what
have a
else?
point. I have a point, but I'll tell you afterwards. Go do your thing. Do your thing first.
To my thing.
Do your thing.
I kind of answered this, but do you agree your ex on holidays?
No.
If they reach out, yes.
No.
Well,
Straight up no.
me, no. Well,
Oh
uh,
man.
the current one, I kind of did because she did say let's be friends. Because keep in mind, this is the only one that said let's be friends. The first one caught up my life. Second one, again, it was a rebound. I mean, I kind of did the, like happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, but then she's now married. So, like, what's the point of doing it? It's kind of awkward.
Mm,
The current one, I kind of did greet her happy birthday. She did reply, but I mean, again, it's on you guys. I mean, you guys are in good terms, or like keyword friends. Go for it. But I mean, I need to ask you. You had to ask her to solve this. Like, what's your intention? Do you want her? Do you like believe like she will just because she replies back, she'll go back to you? Or are you
mhm.
just doing it because of your good heart? Think
Yeah.
about that. Because for
Yeah.
me, I just said like, oh, okay, happy birthday, Merry Christmas, you know,
Yeah.
because you're being, but
I just don't.
you just don't.
I just don't. I did greet him happy birthday because his birthday was a couple of days after we broke up, but after that I just there was no point for me to kind of keep that tie whether it was like over online or in person. There just wasn't a point for me to there just wasn't a point for me to have that kind of access to them. So and for them to have that kind of access to me, so I'd rather just close that door, leave it behind, leave it be in the past because that's where it needs to stay. And neither of us can do anything about it but be better people to whoever we were gonna date next. So
Yeah.
all
Also, another thing too, like
all good
here's
things for them.
here's the thing about friends, like, so again, like what I said, but if you answer Jake's, go back to Jake's question, like connects to be friends. In my what I do, in my opinion, it could happen, but it won't be fair to their future partner
Mm,
because they're gonna be like, wait, what? You had history with this
mhm.
person? You can be platonic and cordial.
Yeah.
Like here's another question: like why do you need to be friends if you have other friends in your life?
Yeah, that's a
Like
good point.
this person was a lover, not a friend.
Mhm,
This was a lover. I mean, there's a term like your best friend, your wife should be your best friend. I do agree with that. Your wife should be your
mhm.
best friend. Your wife. That's when you guys are married.
Yeah.
Like your wife should be your best friend. That's
Yeah.
agreeable. Being supportive, loving you. Like, yeah, yeah, that's normal. But you're not husband and wife yet.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um. So yeah, do you greet your ex on holidays? For me, I did greet my ex happy birthday. I mean, she did reply. She gave me a nice.
Mhm.
But I mean, again, let's see. but like she wanted to be friends. I mean, again, the ball's in her court, right? I mean, the only reason why is because I had a friendship, a really good friendship with her before. But again, the ball's in her court. My
Mhm.
door is slightly open, like
Mhm.
like a little here, like it's
Mhm.
like there's a door, there's like this, it's like a
Yeah.
little open, like little hole that's a little slightly open. But the first two acts, nope, no contact.
Closed.
Well, second acts were cordial, but again, she's married. So
Mhm.
why do you need to go with that? But first ex
Yeah.
is gone. Like I haven't talked to her since 2013.
Mhm. I feel that. Yeah.
You guys should do a
Yeah.
long distance movie.
Oh, brother. I
Oh
don't know about
God,
that.
Toby.
I don't know about that, but all I got to say about long distance is just be nobody can prepare you for a relationship period, but nobody can ever really tell you how hard long distance relationships are, especially if you are a person that requires like physical touch as a person, not in a not in like a sexual way, but just like holding hands and being able to hug them when you want to. That's the harder part of being in a long distance. But as long as you're able to, as long as you both are willing and able to work on that and make the long distance relationship work, then by all means. I I'd like to think I was ready. Like, of course, I have my faults in my last relationship, especially because it was long distance. Of course, I had my faults. I'm not going to claim to be this perfect girlfriend. I'm not going to claim to be the only one that was right in this relationship. But however, they're just with my ex. I don't think he was prepared as he thought he was going into our long distance relationship. So, and I feel like there are already movies that talk about long distance relationships. So,
There is
yeah.
one movie that had like that's actually it's also relates to me because well, to us I
Mhm,
think long distance too, but especially to me because my
mhm,
long distance relationship, well, my current one, current ex, sorry, she lived in Europe. I won't say we're in
mhm,
Europe, but she lives in Europe.
mhm. San
Um,
Francisco for me.
that's not long distance. That's like
It Sir, when you're 18,
oh yeah,
19,
it
you
is. Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
know
yeah.
don't know how to drive,
Oh yeah,
you're
yeah.
broke, you don't have a job. Yeah, long distance is hard. What the hell? Are you kidding me?
That's Frisco. It's a Bay Area. By like the
Again, I
warrior.
was 19, I was 18 or 19. I didn't have a job. I didn't have income to be able to see this
Oh
person.
yeah, you're right. You're
So
right.
that's why it's hard.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Oh yeah, I forgot. But that's a Bay Area. It's okay, Bay Area people. I'm just kidding. Go Warriors, beat the Celtics. But anyway, um, love a Laker fan. But yeah, long distance. There's a film from Felicity Jones. I forget what it's called, where she was stuck in London, and this guy was in I think in L.A. I forget where he was, but basically they could not be together because of her visa was revoked.
Mm.
So that's relatable because it happens. Like there's
Yeah, it
scenarios,
happens.
especially to us in our Filipinos. Like
Mhm,
we have a lot of like relatives that are in long distance relationships because FWs,
mhm.
right? Families separated, well, not separated, but families like working abroad overseas. So yeah, like LDRs are very prominent in Asian cultures. Just let you know,
Yeah,
very
yeah,
prominent.
very prominent. It happens. It does happen.
Like
Very
like my uncle. My uncle was in LDR with my aunt for like 7 years.
oh, damn.
They were.
Actually, but yeah, my I think my parents for a while at some point they were long distance because my mom was here and then my dad was working back home still in the Philippines.
Yeah. See.
Yeah. Yeah.
What is your love language?
Quality time.
Me, quality time, words of affirmation, and physical touch. Oh, and also I add communication. So
Mm,
I'd put number one. My number one is communication. No, like words of affirmation, communication, uh, quality time, and yeah, physical.
mm. I
So
think yeah, I think for me, number 1 for sure for me has always been quality time. I'm a big quality time person. If we could just sit in a room and not talk to each other, but like radiate that love with each other, that's great. That's all I need sometimes.
all right,
But
Nala.
I yeah, it's like I think I do share similar I think I share the same big 3 of all the love languages is quality time, Actually, maybe physical touch might be like my third or my fourth, if anything.
It's my fourth.
And then
Yeah,
words of affirmation for sure. Yeah.
yeah. Words is my second one.
Mm.
When I was younger, it was actually words. But
Mhm.
now, growing up, being an adult, well, we're still kids, but getting up,
Yeah. When we
communication.
were
I noticed
younger, yeah.
communication. I noticed was a big vital. Like communication, I noticed. Like, come on, I took relationship class in school.
Mhm.
I, and my professor said like communication makes or breaks a relationship, and it's kind of
Yep.
true. Like especially LDRs, like during LDRs, a long distance, once the communication is gone or like lessened, yeah,
Yeah.
the relationship is now on a downhill spine.
Yeah, it's on a downhill spiral the moment communications are down. Oof. Man.
This is why ghosting hurts.
Yeah.
Came out in 2009. There's no social media wasn't prominent back then, so
Yeah. It was just on the rise back then, whereas
on the
like
rise.
now it can and now unfortunately social media can help make or break a relationship. It can help. It's not the thing to make or break, but it can help. Like, oh my god, why did you like this person's like why did you like this person's picture? Stuff like that. That's why it kind of sucks that it's a both a good and a bad thing that social media is so present in today's society. But I also like what can we do to stop innovation? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Thinking about the characters. So let's
Yeah.
talk about the performance of the characters.
Oh,
Both characters were
so
they're so good. Like this is honestly Joseph Gordon-Levitt. This is one of his best films.
oh, it is.
In my opinion, this is his best film. I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
Oh,
Inception. I'm sorry. Like, was it Inception? It was Inception, right?
I think it was an Inception. I'm not sure. Let me keep talking while I check.
So like Levitt, like he was also in Batman. He's also in other films, but this film is my favorite because he saw his acting. Like he saw him being happy, and plus he could sing and dance.
Mm.
Remember the
Yeah,
musical
he
number?
was in Inception.
Oh, okay. Like remember, yeah, but my legit, I love it. Funny that musical number, right? It was him
Mm.
being in the euphoric moments. Like we all that feeling, right? Once we like finally confess to a girl we love them, and we're girlfriend, boyfriend, and we have the euphoric moment, like, oh my god, I already saw it. It's the best time in the world. Remember, like that's relatable. That's fantasizing. Remember, like the fact, like
Mm.
everyone's like, oh, congrats. I like the part where like he saw in the mirror he was Han Solo.
Oh yeah, I saw that today, and I was like, "Sir."
No, it's a metaphor, symbolism because keep in mind, Tom doesn't see himself handsome. I think that's for
Yeah,
sure. So him
for
seeing
sure.
like him getting the girl, this okay, even Zoe's freaking beautiful. The fact
Yeah,
that like, oh, I got this beautiful girl. She's the girl of my
mhm,
dreams. I look handsome. My confidence is boosted.
right.
I'm gonna sing and dance like I don't give a shit. So it's normal. So again, Zoe Deschanel, okay, she actually does kill it. I love the keep in mind she's technically stereotyped as like this pixie manic pixie girl. What's it called? Manic pixie girl.
Manic pixie dream girl.
But she is a manic pixie dream girl in this movie.
She, mm,
But he broke the norm and he broke up the guy.
mm, yeah, total. It's very much normal. Yes.
Mally
Um.
Flanagan. Oh, you continue.
Oh, I was just gonna say I loved Matthew Gray Gubler's performance, in this movie. He just acts as like the perfect best friend to the guy that's just going through some shit that has
Marshall.
expectations being projected onto this girl. Him coming into the room, and he's like, "You son of a bitch! It cannot be this girl that you have been stalking for so long, and all of a sudden she's here." So good. He
Oh yeah,
adds comic relief. Him and I don't know the actor's name, but the guy who plays Mackenzie, his coworker, his coworker, the really funny one that really got drunk.
yeah.
Yeah, another great one. I will say though, there is this line. If y'all remember in the movie, there's like that small part at the end where it's like a tiny screen. It's a tiny little square. I think it's in sepia, if not black and white. And then people ask, it's basically like a little confessional moment where Matthew Gray Gubler's character, that Mackenzie guy, and then there was another person they ask, oh, Tom. They asked them what their definition of love and who their dream girl really is, or something like that. Matthew Gray Gubler's line, I'm going to read it because I found it. And them talking about their relationships and the kind of relationships they have. Because Matthew's character,
He's a
he's been
nurse,
with
right?
his wife, yeah, since like 1997, as he said. long time basically. And then in contrast, Mackenzie's character has barely been in a relationship, in a long committed relationship. So Matthew's character, he says, I think technically the girl of my dreams would probably have a really bodacious rack, maybe different hair. She'd probably be a little bit more into sports. But truthfully, Robin is better than the girl of my dreams. She's real. I cried, cried, cried when I cried when I came across that line earlier today because I'm like, oh my god,
It
it's
is.
true.
It's
He
true.
is the
Like this is the reason why going back to that sentence. This is why compatibility matters in relationship.
Mhm.
It does. Like no, just because you like the same stuff you that person likes doesn't mean they're compatible with you.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
again,
Like
like what you said, like oh, I
mhm.
wish she was in sports, but she's not in sports. But
Yeah,
yet we have other like we value like each other's like what's the term? Value each other's
morals, importances,
morals,
and
importance,
priorities, and
priorities. So that's why
mhm.
we fell in love with her. Now,
Yeah,
like going back to my case, like yeah, like I mean, my girlfriend was real, but I did fantasize. I
mhm,
legit had an idea. Basically, I was fantasizing what the relationship could be in the future, and that was
mhm.
my mistake. And keep in mind, we've been all to that. Like it's obvious. Like a lot
Yeah,
of people, well, we fantasize like,
yeah,
oh, she's the one. I can imagine what our future can be married
mhm,
and stuff like that. But again, you have to be
mhm.
real. As long as your
Yeah.
partner's real with you.
And it's okay to have those kind of discussions too of excuse me, of where you want to be in the future with this person as long as you're both on the same page. As long as you're you know, emphasizing the importance of communication with communication, and you're communicating what it is that you really want as out of that relationship in the future. But, you can't scare people off and be like on the first date you're like, "Hi, I want two kids." Like,
No,
excuse
no,
me, you just barely met this person 2 seconds ago.
no. I
Stop.
mean, no. Like you can tell them I love you.
Mhm.
Fine. I mean, it's creepy saying I love you already. Well, if you know
It
each other
is.
for like maybe
It
2 or 3
kind of is.
months, you can say I love you, or 2 months.
Yeah. But straight
Like
away,
no, like married, no, 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 no. Unless
mm,
here's the thing, because the thing is, my scenario, they're like, wait, you told your current. I had friends tell me like, you told your current ex you love her already. It's like, well, keep in mind, I knew this person already.
mhm,
Oh, oh, okay. So yeah, see,
yeah. So it helps.
so it helps. So like, that's basically my
Mhm.
case.
Yeah, it is.
Um,
It definitely just really is a case by case scenario.
yeah, but again, but at
And oh,
least, huh?
oh no,
Oh,
go,
there's
go, go.
one scenario. Like, this is why I love this movie. There's like scenes that's realistic.
There's so many.
Matchmaking, blind date. Well, it wasn't a blind date. It
Oh,
was
the
matchmaking.
blind
So,
date.
so Tom's friends they felt bad. This is why again, like yeah, his friends set up with another date to feel his heartbreak. But honestly, that's also kind of stupid.
Mm,
That was actually a bad idea
mm.
because he is still heartbroken,
Yeah.
and put him in a rebound would just devastate him. And the fact I like the fact that's so realistic. Like he mind you, you have a freaking hot lady, a hot beautiful woman out there, a
Mhm,
young beautiful gorgeous woman as your blind date, but yet all you talk about
mhm,
summer.
mhm. But he did communicate though that, he is still heartbroken with her. They do talk it out,
Yeah,
and
see,
she does bounce his thoughts back to him, and she asks him the question, did she cheat on you? Did she do anything to
yeah,
break your trust? Did she do this? Did she do that? So if she established herself in the beginning of this relationship, she asks him all the right questions to kind of make him think like maybe she wasn't all that wrong. The lady, not Summer. Like, maybe this lady has a point.
yeah.
And,
The lady has a point.
Summer did communicate all these things with me, and I'm putting myself in a position to be disappointed.
Yeah, the fact that it's funny. Honestly, I wish Thomas went with this woman because she's more mature and she can actually communicate with him.
Yeah.
Actually communicates like, damn Tom, I get it, you're heartbroken, but this woman out there, like she's communicating with you very well.
Very
And
well,
the fact
yeah.
she's giving you her time for you. The only thing she
Mhm.
does is he gets drunk and gets effed up. So yeah, nope, nope.
Yeah. So I feel so yeah, she dodged a bullet in that sense, in that moment, because he was just so heartbroken and there was no way he had room to prioritize her in his life like that. And I feel like even in the end, him meeting Autumn and the cycle starting all over again. I think Tom is gonna go if they were to make a second 500 Days of Summer movie. I mean, it is up to the audience's interpretation, but I feel like he might go through the same cycle again.
Days of Autumn.
500 Days of Autumn. No, it's 1,000 days now
Days of
because it gets better. Because like the more he goes through relationships and the more he goes through the seasons, he becomes a better person.
No, what's funny is like summer was technically summer fling.
Yeah,
It's like,
technically.
I mean, it matters. It happens too. Like
Oh,
again, my relationship was summer fling.
I mean, it was a year though. It
No,
was
but
a
because he
year
known her
and
for a
like
year. He known her for a year. That's what the
oh,
interpretation. 500 days. He know basically summer was in his life, even though they were broken up. He was in his life for 500 days. Because remember, she said, "Let's stay
I
be
don't know.
let's be friends still."
Yeah, let's stay friends. Yeah. So yeah, never mind. Yeah, one can interpret that it was a summer fling. His relationship with Summer was kind of a fling because it was short and a lot of arguments just happened. So one could it somebody could say they were in a relationship, that somebody else could say that they were a fling. Who knows? Who knows what's really right?
Yeah, I mean, again, relationships are different. Like people can be like, "Oh, 1 month." I know people like that. Oh, after 2 months they're married. I mean, again, cultures wise,
Mm,
like but going back to the girl, right? That Tom date, like had a blind date. It also showed like rebound. Like
yeah.
rebound's not a good idea. Like that's like an example. But what was I saying? Yeah, it's a summer fling. But again, if it's all like if they do make a sequel, well, I don't
Mm,
think they're gonna do it because like, there's a reason why Mark Webb did not, kept it left open. But let's see. But again, now it's funny. Like all my friends after I watched this film, like Ryan, now you need to find your autumn. I was like,
now you gotta find
I
your
really
autumn.
work myself, but
Yeah, find your
there's a,
autumn, but learn from what you went through in summer.
yeah, there's a reason why I have an autumn in my
Yeah.
background. Subliminal messaging.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
But again,
subliminal.
yeah.
Yeah.
But again, guys,
Beyond the sorry, one more thing. Beyond the heartbreak and the sad things of this movie, it is so well done. You said it was an indie film? That this
mhm.
is considered yeah, okay. I could very much tell that it was because there was a lot of I mean, I mean this in the best way. There were a lot of creative directions in this movie that it's hardly seen. I'd like to think that it's hardly seen in mainstream rom-com movies. I love the direction and the comedic timing and the way that the story was paced because it did not feel like I watched an hour and a half of this movie at
Yeah,
all.
it was well paced. It was
It
well
was
paced.
so good.
Like it got me into it, and like it got me into the moments. Like I like the beginning, the first beginning. Like it just shows like him really being heartbroken.
Mhm,
And then like you go to like it's like moments during the 500 days, and finally day 500 is when he finally. So let's talk about the final scene, the bench scene, right?
mhm,
This is where keep in mind Tom finally he doesn't really move on, but he works it himself. He gets a job as a lawyer. Remember?
mhm.
Was he a
An
lawyer? Yeah.
architect, architect,
Was he
architect.
architect? Architect. I think architect. Yeah, because I remember he used to draw as an
Yeah,
architect. He got a job as an
he has a
architect,
degree in architecture.
and then now he cleans himself up. He's now handsome, got a suit and everything. And then it's like a final boss.
Yeah.
Like a final boss to get to. I was like,
That's
I was
so
like, oh god. But so you see Summer again. He asks her like, why? Like, why did you not like what happened? I thought we were cool, right? Like,
Mhm,
he's very composed, civil. He's like he's not really moved on, but it's like he's like, oh, okay, let's see. You're here. And
mhm,
Summer just tells him here straight away, like, I just felt it. So
mhm,
a lot what I like about that scene was it showed that like not okay. I'm not breakups does hurt. Breakups are bad. That's the worst feeling you can have, especially for a dumpy or a dumper. Keep in mind, even like the dumpy can also feel heartbreak too.
mhm. Of course, yeah.
Like the first one, like when I dumped because again my first ex, she cheated on me. When I dumped
Mhm,
her, like I felt shit.
mhm.
Like I did not move on like even though I was in my second rebound relationship, on my second rebound, like on my second relationship, I still had feelings for the first one.
Oh,
I still had
gotcha.
feelings. I still had feelings. Like I was doing it to feel the pain, and there's a reason why when I was in college, I did not like I wasn't serious. Yeah, I was still feeling the feelings of the first one.
Mhm,
I finally moved on around 2018, So
Mhm.
yeah,
Man, it takes time.
it
It
takes
really
time.
does. It does take time and a lot of just heart. It takes time and heart to really just time, heart, dedication, and perseverance for you to really just move on from something that really hurts you that badly. So it's all good if it's all good if it took you a year or two, you know, as long as you weren't like moping to other people about it and being miserable because you haven't changed your situation. Also, you have to want to change your situation in order to move on and be whatever and be the best person you can be for yourself after such a heartbreaking situation.
Yep. So again, going back to the scene where like Summer finally confesses to Tom, like I just lost attraction. That's happened.
Mm,
Attraction. People do lose attraction.
mm,
It's not
yeah,
because they're mean. It's just they lost attraction.
yeah,
Like, would you be in a relationship where you're not loving this person anymore and just it is a lie, or you know, like be with someone actually you really love? See, relatability. So
relatability.
hopefully Tom learns a lesson. But
Oh,
again,
I hope so. Shoot.
so Parties of Summer. Oh my god, we talked for an hour.
Yo, this
This
is
is what
great. No,
happens.
it's a great movie to talk about because it I don't because it's very much a misunderstood movie because people dive into the idea they buy into the idea that Tom is the the antagonist and Summer is the villain here when really it's just these are just two people going through life and there's a little bit of heartbreak there.
Awesome. Yep, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, this Friday of Summer, guys. Discussion. Thank you for you guys to watch this and the comments. Hopefully, you guys can give you some inspiration and some thoughts of what to do to our
Yeah.
experiences. Because both of us we've been through heartbreaks. Both of us have been to
Yeah.
LDRs.
Yeah.
So to again, so next movie we'll see. We'll see. We'll have Dean back. But tomorrow I'll be back doing Jurassic World Dominion. Thursday I won't be here, but my friends, other co-hosts Michael and Jacqueline will be talking about robots.
Nice.
Yeah, Ewan McGregor. Ewan McGregor. Everyone's a robot. And then Friday will be discussion for Lightyear. And
Mm.
Saturday we'll see. But okay,
Oh,
who's that? Oh, hello. Hi.
hi.
What's up, buddy? Show.
Hello. Welcome in. Welcome in.
Welcome
Welcome in.
in.
Welcome in.
Same, like we just finished, but Osmosis Dark Hell, like you used to talk about Fridays of Summer, one of the most realistic movies you can watch. I
Mm,
can, if you're dealing with heartbreak, again, for guys, for people dealing with heartbreak for watching this, I highly recommend this movie.
mm,
This movie will heal you. I'm serious.
mm. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Oh,
Just keep
I'm ready
a
for.
keep a neutral view. Keep a neutral view on it. Anyway,
Yep.
that's just me though.
Yes. Again, for people dealing with heartbreak. Oh, for people dealing with heartbreak, one last message. It's I know it sucks. It's gonna be hard. You'll deal with the emotions, the pain, the heartbreak, everything. Being heartbroken is one of the most hardest feelings you can feel in life. But again, it will get better. It will get better. Just take your time. Like, take it day by day. Healing does not rush. Like, look at me. It took me 4 years to get over the first ex.
Mm.
So again, so yeah. All right,
One
guys.
day at a time, baby.
One day at
One
a
day at a
time.
time.
I mean, you're
Yeah.
ready.
Oh,
But again,
there's that comment earlier about Lightyear. I
uh,
interrupted it.
I'm ready for Lightyear. I'll same here.
Dude,
Right, I'm
same.
watching Thursday on Akapatan. So
Woo! Also, I side note, I didn't know Chris Evans' voice is Buzz.
yeah, he's
I didn't know until I saw the red carpet premiere and I saw him there. I was like, "Excuse me, what is this fine man doing here?" I
he's
didn't
Captain.
know.
So here's this thing. So remember when Captain America went to like there's a rumor he went to the moon? Yeah, he became Lightyear. That's just they were back in Priscilla. Where is Steve
Some
Rogers? Oh, he went to the moon. So
somewhere in
yeah.
the multiverse, Steve Rogers becomes Buzz Lightyear. Oh my goodness.
God. All right.
Uh,
Okay. Okay, guys. So we have to wrap this up. But again, thank you guys for watching. So before we leave, Nadine, where can I find you?
you can find me everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Twitch at Nadinosaurus. That's
Awesome.
me.
You can find me at. Let me look for my. Let me look for my IG handle. You can find me Instagram. Oops, excuse me. Dancer Boy 247.
Nice.
All right.
Love that.
Yes. Again, guys.
Yeah.
Summer
Also
just
follow us
started.
on the Buttery Show everywhere.
Yes, follow us at the Buttery Show. And you guys also, if you guys like Power Rangers, please follow Morphin Network. And also, we'll be sure to check out our recent interview with Dan Warren. He was the voice of Byakuya from Bleach and Roy Folker from Robotech. So,
Mm.
hey guys, it's the Buddy Show. See you guys. Hopefully, see you guys tomorrow. We'll have Nadine back next week for I don't know what film to talk about, but we'll keep you
We'll find
surprised.
out.
We'll find out soon. So, bye guys.
Okay.
See
Bye,
ya.
everybody.